All right, scholars, our next topic of study is nouns and verbs. And maybe you're thinking, like, I know what nouns are, I know what verbs are. Why do we need to talk about this in a unit that's all about vocabulary? But the key here is actually thinking about strong word choice. And so we've talked about synonyms, about antonyms, about homophones and homographs. We've talked about connotation and denotation, and we know that the words that we use carry value and meaning. They're not just carrying the denotation itself, but they're carrying emotions with them. We also know as writers that we want to be detailed and we want to really communicate well. So the way that we can do that is really to think about using very specific nouns and strong verbs in our writing. And that will allow us to do a couple of things. First of all, so much of our language is made up of nouns and verbs that if we're really focusing on using strong nouns and verbs, we're going to impact a lot of our writing. Secondly, we want to be detailed, but that doesn't just mean adding in lots of words. Using strong nouns and specific verbs can help us to be more detailed and use fewer words in the meantime. So for example, I can say that I went to the main office of a business. On the other hand, I can say that I went to the headquarters, and headquarters is much more specific. It's one word instead of a phrase, and it also has a connotation of something a little bit more formal and fancy. I can say that I gave up and agreed to somebody else's choice, or I could say that I yielded my opinion. And yielded is a really specific verb that's like giving up, letting go, and it's more specific in fewer words. And again, it has a connotation of who has the power in that situation. So thinking through as we're working on our writing, both when we're choosing words the first time around and when we're revising our writing, to really focus in on being specific with our nouns and specific with our verbs will really help to elevate the level of our writing and our communication.